right. Well, let's just go, and maybe we'll get a couple more or not. It's all good. I'm Matthew Fouts. Uh, I teach. I'm an adjunct. Teach English. The rhetoric classes, the gen ed classes that nobody wants to take, and they're often not terribly interested in the class. So sometimes I try to come up with fun ways to get the thing going. Um, what I'm thinking is, let me pull this up. Oh, I could have just done that over
Do
here.
you want to use the clicker?
I don't think I need it. I can just use this thing. Yeah, having a little fun with it. There's literally a clip from the movie Amadeus where Prince Leopold or whatever the king's, the emperor's name is, you're sort of like in the middle of this allegedly important discussion, and he's like, I want to play the music. Let's have some fun. And I always think of that when I come up with these things. Actually looked for the clip, and I can't find it. So it's either a dream I had or the director's cut is different than the old version. Yeah, I thought I would basically just share a couple of things that seem to work for me. Not entirely sure. In fact, I figured I would state early on, it's really kind of a speculative presentation. I thought it would be worthwhile to sort of throw these ideas out and maybe see what other people think. It's entirely possible that they are really just kind of a waste of time. Maybe not. And I think there's at least some value to them. So there's that then, which is nice. So the first sort of activity that I sort of came up with for something like this is really simple. We just do the crossword puzzle for a few minutes. This actually grew out of a conundrum that I've always had. I don't much care to be like the teacher that, if you're not here when the bell rings, you're absent, and I shut the door, too bad. And I don't know that there are a lot of professors like that these days. There may be, and honestly, if they do that, good for them. They probably get better attendance. Is the thing. I'm not really it's just I got to be me, and I'm not super comfortable being quite that hardcore. On the other hand, if you don't take attendance, they're not going to show up, or they'll roll in at like 45 minutes late, and whatever. What are you going to do about it? So really, just almost at random, I thought of this once and tried it, and it seemed to have generally positive results. Start the class by doing the crossword puzzle for, about 5-ish minutes. The advantages seem to be some students enjoy it. A few students kind of look forward to it, and they'll be like bummed if you don't do it. And it seems like it can draw people out a little bit if they, as you'll see, because we'll try it in a minute and see how it goes. It's if you actually see the answer, you want to say it, and you want to get in and be part of the fun. So I thought we would try it, and then I would go on to the other thing I like doing, which is kind of a bigger deal, the songwriting thing. Then maybe a little discussion as to whether these are valuable or not. But before we do that, I try to make it, slightly, a slight potential for an educational aspect to it. in that if any interesting words come up, I try to keep the Oxford English Dictionary open so we can look them up. And sometimes it's fun. Well, let's see what we got. If we're lucky, maybe we can get like a corner here. I don't know how good you guys are at crosswords. And my classes have ranged from very not good to extremely good. You know, it really depends on each individual class. But something I found is a lot more fun if you're doing it as a group is to put the auto check on. This is the New York Times crossword. You actually, to get the full crossword like this, you have to pay. I think it's like $5 a month. Not a ton of money, but I could see where that might be a drawback for some people. You can find free crosswords. The New York Times even has they have the mini crossword, which is free for everybody. And that works. The only reason I went with the full crossword sort of at the beginning was I was doing the mini crossword, but it just got really boring for me because I do it with the 3 classes and we'd solve it in the first class. It only takes like a minute. I mean, they're super easy, right? In the mini. And it was just getting dull for me to keep doing them. So I thought, well, I like crosswords. Maybe it's worth $5 a month to just try it. Let's see what we got. 4 letters for hey over there. I got nothing for that one. Oh, you got something? Good.
It's
right. Very crosswordy. You sound like someone who maybe, if you do crosswords, you get a sense of what the clues mean, So, okay, yeah, all right. I bet we'll do well then. How about 4 down? Special attention for short? 3 letters, starts with a T.
TLC.
Oh, nice. Yeah. TLC. All right. Let's work our way around here. I was looking at this one earlier thinking, I think I might know what they want. Completely fill as a hungry person. This is a weird, I think they want a verb form that you wouldn't really normally use. Nobody? Yeah?
No. I do these all the time, so I know that one.
Oh, you've already done this one. I'm sorry.
Is that today?
Well,
sorry.
It is just a couple days ago.
Oh.
I wasn't sure how good you guys would be, so I did the Monday one. If you follow the crossword, the Monday's like the easiest crossword.
Yeah.
They get harder all the way up until Sunday.
Yeah.
And I have found for a regular classroom that's filled with mostly non-crosswording people, Monday seems to work best. Monday, and then if I have a class that has like a couple of real go-getters, I'll start doing Tuesdays. And basically just try to eventually find a level where the class can eventually figure it out. Do you do them online or?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so once you finish the whole puzzle, it plays like the happy little tune, and it gives you a little congratulations. That's surprisingly seems to like students kind of enjoy that.
Yeah.
And because it'll take. I'll just take one puzzle and just keep going from class to class, and whatever class finally gets to finish it. It might be 6 sessions, and whoever gets to hear the music that's like the elite group.
Right.
It's kind of weird. Let's see if we can get a couple of these. I happen to know this one only because I was talking to somebody just the other day about it, but. Does anybody know the birthstone for a Halloween baby? So that'd be like in October.
Opal.
Yeah, okay. Opal.
2 down is Spanglish.
Oh, all right. Donde está la library? For example. Yeah, okay. Spanglish. Now that's okay. That's kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting it, and this is a word I might be inclined to be like, I wonder what the deal with that word is. Is that officially a word yet? I'm sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is. What do we get if we put that into the OED? Let's see. Anything interesting? I'm curious when, like, their first recorded version of it might be.
Oh, yes, since 1933.
Yeah, okay, so it looks like 1933. We know what it means more or less. Let's see. This is a little, oh, I see. Huh. Oh, this is kind of new, this setup. How's it pronounced? Oh, I love this. You can hear them. Yeah, all right. That's how it's pronounced. Meaning and use. Okay, well, just for kicks. A mixture of Spanish and English, hence Spanglish. But this I find is somewhat enjoyable. Every now and then a student does too. You know, so from 1933, from something called Granny's Patchwork Quilt, the first recorded, according to these people, recorded use of it in text was, Alan's kid brother was soon on uncly terms with small Andy. He even started at once on a sort of Spanglish with Pancha. Okay, so pretty much means what it means. Sometimes you get a word, you put it in here and you get a word that has like completely changed meaning, you know, from like medieval times till today. That's a lot of fun. Let's see here. 2016, the newest recorded thing they have. Spanglish soon became her third language. From the New York Times. Oh, and now as an adjective, okay, relating to Spanish. Well, that's not that exciting. Kind of neat. I don't know. All right. So let's finish up the corner and then we'll call it a day here. Can we get 16 across? That looks like a big one. Keep a close eye on. Well, hold on. How about 3 down? She knows it already.
Oh, Sate.
Yeah, I think they want sate, which is,
Yeah.
I've not used it as that kind of a verb before, right? It's like,
I see it a lot.
I will sate my guests. I mean, it just sounds kind of stilted, I guess, but I mean, it works.
They use it a lot in the crosswords, though, because I've been doing them now. I would
Oh,
say,
really?
Like, probably 10 or 15 years, maybe more. And then you start to recognize
Oh, yeah.
the words that are in there. But I started with the Mondays and then the Tuesdays.
Yeah, I can do a Monday and sometimes a Tuesday without the auto check. And then I usually by Wednesday I've got to turn it on at least at the end. But do we have, all right, let's see if we can get this one. We'll call it a day on crosswording. Keep a close eye on. It's some kind of watching maybe?
Yeah.
Watch, what do you think a phrase might be?
Watch carefully.
Oh, wow, okay. Nice. I was thinking watch like a hawk. Now I think about it, there's no way that would all fit, I don't think.
Oh, you know, I'm assuming it is one word that's really long. I know that.
Oh yeah,
there's
no, it can
spaces.
be 2 or it can be multiple words. Even sometimes they play a little fast and loose with what counts as a word occasionally.
Yeah.
Just to see what we get. Let's try a couple. Vehicle taken back by the bank. Oh, what do they call that?
Repo.
Hopefully nobody's ever had to, a repo. I've had that happen, thankfully. Oh, nice. We can finish off on an educational one here. The kind of exam where picture everyone naked may be given as advice. Getting a little racy on the old Monday puzzle. What kind of exam might that be? I think I know what they want. And if I do, it's a term you don't often hear, at least maybe in graduate school or doctoral programs.
It's like a psych thing, right?
Well, it's a
psychology.
the quote is like a psychological trick. Like
Yeah.
right? They say
If somebody's intimidating
you have to give a
imagine
speech.
They got a diaper on. Like I remember that.
yeah, or you're talking to your boss or whatever. Somebody makes you nervous. You picture them naked or picture them in a clown outfit or something.
Oral exam?
Yeah, but I think oral is what they want, an oral exam, because that would be like a speech. Oh, which we automatically got. Cry at a bull ring, ole, and blank for the course. Par for the course. So, all right. And then, as happens to me a lot of times, we will have gone over the 5 minutes and wasted a little too much time. On the other hand, a few students are like awake at this point, which is kind of nice. I'm not, whether the game is worth the candle, I don't know. At least I hope it draws them out a little, and maybe doing it every time seems to me like it sort of becomes kind of a ritual, and not so much. I put down as I was making this, that it sort of focuses their thinking, and it does make you think, so that's good. But then it's almost like a transitioning ritual between, whatever they were doing before and the class. If it goes well. I've rarely had students like take advantage of it to the point where it seems like they're like really taking advantage of it. I'm quite sure, once they learn, oh, you can roll in 5 minutes late and, that's okay. Some of them are just going to roll in 5 minutes late. I did have one student once who would wait out in the hallway while we were doing the crossword puzzle and only come in after we finished. I always thought that was a little weird. And I had been doing it for like 3 years up to that point, and that was the first time it happened. I don't know, part of me was like bummed out that she was doing that. Another part of me said, I'm kind of surprised someone didn't do that early. So, I don't know.
I would have asked.
Maybe it's something that works. Yeah. The what's that?
I would just be like, I would ask if one of my, not that I'm an instructor, but
yeah.
One of my students, if I wasn't, I would be like, why is she standing out in the hall? There must be something about this making her uncomfortable.
Possible.
Is there anything I can do to make you more comfortable?
That's really good thinking.
It's too hard. So I'm not a crossword puzzle person.
It could be it's turned off by the crossword puzzle, which I guess would be another potential drawback.
Or it could be her work. I mean, if you're talking about somebody who's working.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, she was staring at her phone the whole time, which is kind of what she seemed to enjoy doing all the time. Again, I don't know what she was looking at. It could easily have been very important, So, yeah, I probably should have thought of that. This is why I'm hoping to get something out of throwing this stuff out there. The other sort of potentially high impact thing I like to do is a songwriting session. I've played the guitar since I was in 8th grade, and years ago I took a songwriting class from a guy who now actually has a TED Talk on songwriting. At the time, he was just teaching down at the Old Town School of Folk Music. And I really thought it was a gamble one time. I thought, could we do a song as a class? And so I started sometimes doing this like the first day of class as a way to just build some class, solidarity, people, feel at home, break the ice, as they say. And I found you can use it for that, and it seems to work good as sort of a tool of analysis. If you're teaching a short story or something, literature. On its good side, its good points, I would argue, are that it seems to really break up the monotony. You show up with a guitar one day, instead of a PowerPoint, and they're going to pay a little attention. And students who don't always respond to, logos, pathos, and ethos lessons might very well respond to this because, well, it's more fun and it's kind of easy. But it can be used to kind of teach some things as well. Like I said, started it off as an icebreaker. I think it's definitely works good for that because as first day, you're probably going to do something fairly lighthearted, hence icebreaker to get people interested. But I've had pretty good luck using it to teach kind of an overview of the writing process, not massively specific. Oh, I fixed that typo too. I must have saved the PowerPoint before I fixed the typo. Dang it. Oh well, it'll be okay. So let's say you want to teach this, sort of the canons of rhetoric, which, a fancy way to say, how do you write a paper? What's the kind of the general process? And you want to, you break it down into, and these are sort of classical era categories, right? Invention, is pretty much where you sort of come up with an idea to talk about. Arrangement, where you decide how to order your ideas. And style, or style, as I like to call it, coming up with like actual things you might say. In particular, I think it works pretty good for that part of it. Figures of speech and metaphors. What are the actual words? And it's one thing you can kind of demonstrate pretty easy and maybe organically. It's the fact that these, it's not you don't necessarily just go down the line, right? You come up with some ideas and then that strikes some, like a figure of speech in your head that you might use. And, then you come up with more ideas and eventually you figure out how you want to order them. So they don't have to be exactly in order, though time being what it is, you kind of have to teach them one at a time. So here's how I would do it. I thought we'd just give it a try. Definitely, we got enough people for it. So we start with invention, which, if you don't know, is the process of coming up with material, ideas to put down in your papers, is how basically a modern person would think of it.
Brainstorming.
Yeah, it's brainstorming. It's all it is. Just absolutely. Pre-writing, if you want to call it that, or brainstorming, is literally the brainstorming stage. I might show students some examples, just to give them the basic idea, such as political candidate comes up with some points she wants to make to bring up in a debate. Or maybe a student, much like yourselves if you were students. Before writing a paper, you're going to do a little free writing, a little brainstorming, maybe some clustering, whatever's your favorite, to come up with a topic. Before a trial, an attorney is going to try to figure out, how to defend her client. Okay, great. So let's try this, starting with invention. But so here's what I like to do. This is kind of a newer addition to the project. But so what could we write a song about? Pretty much anything's open, though. Not interested in any pro-Nazi propaganda. Beyond that, I think we're probably all right. And let's come up with at least, what's 4 of us, so we'll try to get at least 4 ideas. Then we spin the Google wheel, and that's the one we have to go with. Let's see what happens. Does anybody have an idea?
Rain.
Rain, did you say? Yeah, okay. That's kind of, I like that. Rain, anybody else? We can have more than 4. Oklahoma. That could be tough. Although, there's an entire musical written about it. So, Oklahoma. Did I spell that right? I think I did. My spelling is absolutely atrocious
Yes.
these days. And I gotta tell you, as an English teacher, it comes in as a bit of a drawback. Got anything? I was,
Just any old idea?
well, yeah, I mean, whatever you think of. It's the part of the fun is the harder it is to translate the idea into some words. It makes it kind of fun. And it doesn't always work. Occasionally, the whole thing falls apart, which is a little bit of a bummer, but ideas do sometimes. Like, you can even just think of what are songs often about, a bad breakup.
Lost love.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Just put that. Lost love, the one that got away. Oh, if we get that, that could be one of the, phrases. Anybody?
More words?
How about, let's see, I'm trying to think of one.
Is the idea that we combine these or that we only pick one?
No, we're gonna pick one.
Dancing.
That sounds good.
Oh, yeah. In the ring.
Well, isn't that a song?
I'm singing in the ring.
Singing in the Rain is one, yeah. I like that, Dancing in the Rain. Or we could have just done Dancing. It would be okay either way, really. Maybe one more if possible.
Generalizing.
Duh, that's okay. That's going to be a tough one, but might be possible. E-N?
H-O-W.
Oh, yeah.
Z-E-R. Yeah. Hauser.
Oh, yeah. Wait, Z-E-R?
No.
It's Howard.
S-E-R.
No, yeah, no
Oh, that's
H
here
in it.
too.
It's Howard, Eisenhower.
Eisenhower. I'm having a day, by the way. I had to drive all the way back to Lombard to get my phone so I could log into my email.
Oh, no.
You know what that's like. No, this works good. All right, so we got, 5 things? Let's just try it. General, I didn't mean to click it yet. All right, let's see what we get. It's going to be General Eisenhower.
No,
Rain. Okay, that would have been interesting. I mean, you can do it. I'm sure there's probably already a song about Eisenhower. All right, okay. What do I want now? All right, let me think. I was just thinking sometimes I would pull up like the whiteboard thing for these smart boards, but you can also just do a document, which in some ways it's a little more legible for me. So, okay, our topic is rain, all right? So we are in the invention stage, trying to think of material. What do we want to say about rain then? And this is, think of this as very much, it's like a brainstorm. Whatever we put down, we might use it, we might not. Just kind of see what, you start putting things down, you typically think of more things. Is how I put it to my students. You guys probably know this already. Well, let's see.
Splashing.
Yeah, okay. Splashing makes me think of clouds, I guess. What else? Okay, what would be, maybe, how about okay. Well, yeah, no, I don't want to change what you wrote. How about we'll just add to it? The joy of splashing in a puddle.
Mm-hmm.
If you like that sort of thing. Rain.
Thunder.
All right, okay. Yeah. We got thunder, often a part of a rain thing. Got sort of, I don't know, this, what occurs to me, sort of gentle rains versus thunderstorms. Got anything? Anybody? Bueller?
Like flooding?
Ah, yeah, right. Flooding.
Flooding. There's been a lot of that.
Yeah, that one's interesting. I don't know that this will fit into the song. My backyard floods when it rains. And it occurred to me, so, you know, and in the invention stage, I always want to kind of promote, you know, don't throw out any ideas yet. You can just throw them out later. And I thought of one other thing related to that. Which is a long time ago now, but that time Triton was closed. Due to rain, basically the school flooded.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I was looking at Rosemont.
I don't remember when that was
Yeah,
anymore.
it was years
It
ago.
was before COVID, I know that.
Yes,
I think it was like a long time before
everything
COVID.
was flooded.
And it was 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
as I recall.
Yeah, and, well, the other word popped in my head is refreshing.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's refreshing, but the rain the other day was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
It was. But refreshing. Rain can be refreshing. Restorative. Kind of going off that kind of makes the plants grow. I say flowers if we're writing a song, maybe that's a little more flowery. I don't know. We might have. Well, we've got some ideas, so we should be good. Maybe sometimes the rain is unwelcome,
Yes.
but necessary. Feel like there could be some room for like a metaphor in there later on or something, you know. So, I don't know. Oh yeah, it being 2:41 too, we probably better move on. All right, let's see what we can get with the next thing. So to students, I would want to speak to them. Well, actually, what I do with arrangement often is, so this is deciding how you want to order the material.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of that seems to occur within the process of coming up with the speech and stuff. I mean, I guess we could think this way, maybe just put a little something down. We know we're going to want like a verse and a chorus. If we can get that far before class is over, that's pretty good. And if more, it would be even better. But we don't really know exactly what the words are going to be yet, so maybe we come back to arrangement. And a lot of times it's sort of, arrangement sort of presents itself. Sometimes it needs a little push, just like writing a research paper. So we go on to style, which is actual words, figures of speech, metaphors, that kind of thing. For example, political candidate comparing Congress to being in a zoo. Is that even a metaphor anymore? Just kidding. A student revising sentences to make them more active, or a defense attorney coming up with that clever, witty line. If the shoe doesn't match, you must detach. Just
Mhm.
Yeah. A joke on the OJ trial. I'm trying to remember what that was. Let's see what we can do, because here we'll come up with a few things, and then we bring the guitar in and see if they work for a song. So technically, we're in the style section. So what we're looking for is actual lines, things that might become lines to the song. And any of these sort of ideas, I feel like are fair game. I don't know if my backyard's going to fit into it or not, but.
Okay, we have like gentle versus thunderstorms and unwelcome and necessary. So I was thinking like a line, rain can be good, rain can be bad.
That's a line. Yeah, okay, we're off and running now. I'm sure that could work with a chord or two.
Yeah.
Rain can, yeah, sometimes unwelcome or necessary. It can be good, it can be bad. Now I'm just thinking in my head that sort of implies like something like a but as a next, maybe even the next line.
Yeah.
Rain can be good, rain can be bad, but does anybody have it? I mean, you're not expected to have anything, but if you do. I kind of thought of something, but I'm going to hold off just for a minute. I often, because I kind of like.
Triton being closed makes me sad.
Triton being closed makes me sad. Now this I like. This is like, yeah. Rain can be bad, but it's even sort of, I don't know, like this. Makes me sad.
Or just no school today makes me sad.
Triton being flooded makes me sad, maybe. No school today. That sounds like, makes me think of that old song, No Milk Today.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe this, okay, see now trying to come up with these little turns of phrases, like I feel like we're heading in a direction, right? Rain, obviously, and the school being flooded seems to be kind of coming into it. Like this could be possibly a title even, and part of the chorus, maybe. I would just make a little note, sort of question mark. No school rain. Okay, well, let's see now. No school today. All right, we got to make it not sound like that Herman's Hermit song, which is totally going through my head now. So
I remember Hermits song.
Peter Noonan. No milk today.
Yeah,
I don't think they wrote it, but I think they made it famous.
Yeah.
No milk today, my lover's gone away. It's something that rhymes.
But it's too wet to play.
Okay. Now, see, that feels like a chorus.
All my dreams got washed.
All my dreams are washed away. Perfect. We might have enough now. So if this is our chorus, just kind of separate them out a little. Okay. Rain can be good, rain can be bad, but Triton being flooded makes me sad. Feel like, okay, hold on, maybe just trying to visually sort of visualize what it would be like. What if we had one more verse, and then I think we'd have it.
Something about the clouds and the thunder.
Oh, yeah, that's great. We didn't just put literally what you said. The clouds and the thunder. Okay, so now if we're going to follow, we don't have to, but if we're going to follow our rhyme, then the next one can end on any word, but the fourth line should end on the same word.
Okay.
So, okay, the clouds and the thunder, make me...
I shiver in fright.
Say that again?
I shiver in fright.
Why not?
Something. And then the very last.
Shiver and fright, that gives us like night or
night.
something to rhyme with. It'll give us
Keep me
good...
up, dreams of you keep me up all
Yeah,
night.
okay, there you go. You know what, once you start, it just rolls, man. Up all night. All right. So we've got 2 verses and a chorus, which is really good. I gotta make it a little smaller, just so I can see the whole thing at once. All right. So now we gotta sort of come up with something on the guitar here. But the one limitation I found to this is, it's limited to what I can play, which is.
You've been playing since 8th grade.
Good enough. Yeah, like it'll be a little hard to do like a rap song or something, just because not that many acoustic guitar rap songs.
Sad country song.
So what I always find is, I typically do this kind of like generic, sort of pop sounding thing, or that could be a country song, could be a pop hit. Or whatever. So something like, let's see. I think I've got a guitar pick here somewhere. We got to be able to make the words fit with that. So let's see what. Rain. Let's see. No, wait. Okay. I was thinking. Rain can be good. Yeah. See, that works. Rain can be bad, maybe, but try being flooded makes me sad. That works. All right, we almost did it. Let's see if the next one, if we're lucky, they'll all just fall into place now. The clouds and the thunder, I shiver in fright. I like it's got a Halloween vibe. Dreams of you keep me up all night. Something like that, just about. All right, so now we got to do something different with this one. Well, let's see. Maybe start on here. No school today, but it's too wet to play. Yeah, all right. Okay, wait. Let's try it again. No school today, but it's too wet to play. All my dreams are washed away. All right. So let's try it one time. We'll sing the chorus together. Sing along if you want. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rain can be good. Rain can be bad. Not a singing lesson. But try being flooded makes me sad. Woo! The clouds and the thunder, I shiver in fright. See. Dreams of you keep me up all night. Okay, there it goes. No school today, just the ladies now. All my dreams are washed away. And many more. I mean, it's a song.
And it had the dreams in there twice, you know, so the dreams was in the second verse.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Hey.
I mean, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
The dreams of the night that, you know, yeah, because you were up all night or something.
Yeah.
Plus, this is kind of interesting. Dreams keeping you up. Usually you think it's you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm sorry, I disagree. Dreams will wake me up,
Yeah, that's fair.
and then I go back to sleep, and I continue where I left off, and then I wake up again going, this has got to stop. I can't keep going to the same place.
Yeah, when the dream comes back and it's like, you're like, oh, again, I'm here.
Yeah, no, sometimes you
Get me out of here.
It don't make sense and you want to get out. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to get out. You know you're dreaming. You know it's not real.
Yeah, right, exactly. When those ones where it's like, how long is this dream going to keep going? Those are weird, you know?
Or you dream of someone that you used to know and love when you were in high school. And there they are in your dreams, and you're like, how did you get there?
Yeah, like I don't even.
You were gone a long time ago. Why would
I don't want to meet you again. Yeah, that is a weird one. That happens to me a lot, actually. More than once a week, I typically dream that I'm back in graduate school and have not attended any classes all semester.
Oh, and you're all
You know
worried
that
you're gonna
dream,
fail.
right? Yeah, where you're gonna fail.
You're gonna get flunked out.
So I think these are possibly some benefits. Student engagement, it seems like this sort of thing would work, you know, does work pretty well for that. Like they sit up and take notice.
Yeah.
Most of them have never written a song like we did today.
Yeah,
So
right?
that's
And you're
gonna be-
actually,
hey,
it's
I
like-
helped write a song that could be a #1 hit.
Yeah, that's what I tell them. What I meant to do last semester was finish the songs and make little recordings of them and give them to the class. I was so busy, I just never got around to
Well,
it.
you're recorded today, so you can always.
Yeah, all right.
I'll send you the link.
The Trident Flood song, that's awesome.
It's cute.
I'm always looking for ways to. I was the student because I greatly fear change in all its forms. I was one of those types of students who would come to college and just feel so out of place, because basically it was a new routine. I'd be working all summer and maybe partying at night, and then all of a sudden I got this new routine. That, for me, psychologically, I found that filled me with anxiety, and I'm always looking for ways to draw. I'm thinking there's probably one student in my classroom that's that way. We're going to see him for a week, and then we're never going to see him again. Maybe something that's sort of fun like this, confidence builder, raises their comfort level, be my hope. You can potentially reinforce a lesson. I mean, these are right out of these elements of, rhetoric are right out of Aristotle, basically. So there's that. Literature class, that's something you happen to teach, that works really well. I had a couple good experiences last spring. Some classes I took over were a little more literature based, and we wrote a great song about A Clean, Well-Lit Place by Hemingway. And, it literally forced students to, well, what can we say about the song? What do you think the character's feeling, and what would he sing if he was writing the song? And that seemed to get him to think about the actual literature. That was nice. Hopefully creates a fun atmosphere where they want to come to class. That's not worth nothing. It does seem to me some potential for drawbacks. You're using pretty valuable class time. If you use it playing with the crossword or doing the songwriting, it's used and you can't use it for anything else. You could kind of get to a point where students that just basically see you as entertainment, that seems like a potential risk, or a blow-off class. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Um, I think that they need the break sometimes too, so, I always start with what I call puzzles. They're really problems, but solving problems is like solving puzzles. I teach math.
Yeah, okay.
So every day we start the same way, as people are coming in, we start and,
With like a brain-teasing math
yeah,
puzzle.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's really the same as the crossword,
Yeah,
right?
and so it just, gets them kind of, like you said, into the groove, into what we're gonna do. Most of them I teach at night, most of them are coming from work, they just got home and sat down and
They
logged
need
in.
you need a ritual to switch into
Yeah.
gear.
So, and I know at times, I asked if they wanted to change anything in the way I was doing things, and they didn't, so.
Most of it's fine, I think.
And I kind of sneak in things we need to review or whatever too, but they all get involved in, trying to solve it, and sometimes it does run over, but
Well,
it's still things they need to know.
and honestly, it sounds like you're doing a better job than me at like integrating the actual material into the activity, which is probably a good thing.
But I think crosswords though, you can talk so much about word. I one time thought my son-in-law was from Mexico, so I thought, oh, maybe he should do crosswords. And then I realized how hard they are because words in English can be used so many different ways.
Yeah, and they often use like expressions as crossword answers
Yeah.
and clues.
Yeah.
Like, what would you, English expressions that don't mean transliterated might not mean much of anything, but yeah.
So I think, like I said, I've been doing them for quite a while. I got to the point when they used to have 3 in the Sunday Tribune, and I would do them all.
Oh, wow.
Except at first, I would have to wait till the next week till the answers were there, and then I would like study those answers, and then eventually I'd get them all done like in an hour or whatever. So
good.
it is like a learning process.
Yeah, particularly with crosswords, I agree. I don't know. Any thoughts?
Well, I have a warm-up, and it does often run over. What I do is I teach philosophy, and I have one unit that I basically tell them is essentially rhetoric.
Yeah.
I would love to teach rhetoric too, but
I'd love to teach philosophy. I don't know enough about it. Though.
it's the way I structure is actually it's more than a warm up really. It often goes a whole hour, but I teach a 3-hour block once a week.
Oh wow, okay.
So, but I don't want to begin just lecture and people wander and play.
Yeah, right.
And I need to get them into I want them to get to the topic we're covering before I tell them what's going on to get there on their own. So before I tell them here's what Aristotle did, I just want them to ask them the same question that they're looking at, but I'm not going to tell you about any of this other stuff. So we have just a discussion to open up, and half the time we get some of the major points that we're getting to anyway.
Right.
And then it just sort of blends into, okay, we've had the discussion, now I'm going to talk for an hour.
Yeah, that's like showing them the questions, the philosophical questions, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit hit or miss. I mean, sometimes some of the session is great, sometimes it's not, but at the very least, we have some context for what I'm jumping into.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I actually, It's a really weird story. I don't want to tell the
Ooh,
story. But,
all right. Let the
Um,
games begin.
I found this guy on YouTube who's from New Zealand, who's a songwriter, and he made a lot of educational material, but he kind of does, like, a lot of it was geared to like upper level high school or maybe even college level. And I thought his stuff was really funny. He has sort of like a dry British sense of humor. He went to, I later learned he went to college in the UK, but he like has a song about Pompeii where it's like Pompeii, some people went away, got away, but most were killed in a flash. But I emailed him and I was just like, I have a whole intro philosophy syllabus. I'd like you to write, I was wondering if you were going to write some songs. And I wrote the songs for him, and he recorded them. And
No way!
So I've been using those in class.
Oh, that's
As,
cool.
like, content, and it's like really geared to the specific things I say.
I really like
we
that.
Had a,
Yeah, that's
we had
awesome.
A falling out because he didn't like one of my songs. It was a long.
Oh.
So I never finished the whole syllabus, but we did afterwards.
Oh, wow, that's impressive, man. That's a little step beyond what I'm doing.
No, yeah,
You should come on. I'm kidding.
No, you should record them. You could do Aristotle's rhetoric.
Yeah, I've been meaning to work on this more. Just this is as far as I've gotten so far. I don't want to use up more time than I should either, but I mean, I would just think. I suppose the way to think this through would be a couple of simple questions. Well, what are you into in life, and how could you use them in a classroom? You guys seem to have plenty of that going already, so yay.
They are the up and coming presenters for next semester.
Ah, great.
Oh, George, you didn't know that was part of it?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be girls.
I'm joking.
I spend a lot of my time playing for full-time jobs.
Oh.
Oh boy, that's fun.
Well, it could give you something
And
to
that's a
do while you're
full-time
doing
job.
something.
I just find writing the teaching philosophy to be the hardest part.
I probably have 150 documents with very slight
Right.
changes, like include your approach to writing, or include this thing. So I have to I have a base, and then I edit it.
And depending on what they
It's just
want or what you think they
infinite,
want. Yeah. Oh, yikes. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's all I've got. Hopefully you find it helpful or entertaining.
Very entertaining.
No, it was great, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to send you his PowerPoint.
Sure.
Once we conclude, I'll send it over to you, so if you want to look back at notes and so on and utilize it in a different way in your classes.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you find something useful, just steal it. I don't care.
yeah.
And I would only ask if you improve upon it, send it back to me too. So
Thank you, Matt.
take some advantage from that.